Hello, I am Corgus, also known as Oofus on my other account. You should go check out that. I do mostly gaming content on my other channel. This video is mostly to show you just how to make like a basic platformer. And so I'm going to show you how to make this. So you start stage 1, it's just completely blank. You can walk around and stuff, you can jump and everything. And then you can move right, and then you can go to the next stage, and there's lava that kills you, and then you can jump over this, and boom. And so, if you want to create your own sprite, you can like paint it, or you can upload it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a sprite, and I'm going to go to animals and choose this one called Dog2. That's what I use in the example. And then you can just delete the extra animations. I just changed the level of the pause just so that like this one it was way down here. And then I'm going to call the sprite player. Okay, so now you want to go take out a when green flag clicked. And then, well actually there are other ways to do this which might seem good at first, but it's just not. So you can do when like right arrow pressed, then go into motion and change X by, let's say, like 5. That works fine, but, well, it actually does not work fine, because the problem is that if you can see, like, I'm holding down the right key, but the thing is that it takes like a second before it actually starts moving smoothly. So that's the problem with this one. And so you're actually going to want to take the green flag clicked, and I'm going to quickly set the size to like 50% or so. That should be good. And then just go to like here. So yeah, you can change this around however you want it depending on like your sprite and where you want it to start. So then another way to do this is to take a forever loop. And so don't follow this. But you take 2 ifs, and then you say key left arrow pressed, and then like key right arrow pressed, and then change X by 5 and -5. This is a really simple way of doing this, but the thing is, like you can see, it's constant the speed it's moving at. The thing is, I want it to be smooth. This is perfectly fine to do if you don't want to take a bunch of blocks out, but I personally just don't prefer it. So, you're going to want to take 4 if-elses and put them into each other like this. So in the else, there's another if-else, and then just keep doing that 4 times. And so, in the first one, you're going to want to take key left arrow press, which you can just go into sensing, take out key space press, and then change that, and then key right arrow press. So then change X by whatever number you want. Actually, instead of just changing X, we're actually going to create a new variable. You can delete this my variable, then create a new variable for this sprite only, called X speed. It doesn't necessarily have to be for this sprite only, but I would recommend it. The next thing you're going to want to do is set X speed and then set it to 0 in the beginning. And then here you're going to want to change X speed by -1 or whatever number you want, and change X speed by 1 here. And so, yeah, this is pretty simple, but you're going to also want to put an if in here, then say not. Actually, instead of putting 2 ifs in here, you can actually do and in the first if for both of them, and then put nots in both of these. And then not if left arrow and not right arrow pressed, and if right arrow and not left arrow pressed, then change X speed by whatever. And so then in these two, you know that neither left arrow or right arrow are pressed. So that means that you're going to want to take it greater than and less than. Then you're going to want to put x speed into the left side of both of them. So you're checking if x speed is greater than 1, and if x speed is less than -1, or it should be the same as this, or potentially double this, but I would recommend having it the same. And then you can change x speed by -1, or it could either be the exact same as these, although it has to be the inverse of this, so like 1, -1, 2, -2. Or this can also be half of this. There are some other ways that you can do it, but to make it the least buggy, make these two the same. Or this one could also be double, but I would recommend having it the same. And then this should be the same or half. And then in this one, just change x speed by 1. And then in this last one, set x speed to 0. So yeah, that's pretty much all you really need for movement, except you need to change x by x speed at the very end. I almost always forget that, but now you can see how I'm moving around a lot. One more problem. Take two ifs, put them around the change x speed by in the left arrow and right arrow, and then say if x speed is less than 8, or whatever number you want. This is going to be the maximum. And then take the other one. So if it's right arrow, make sure that is oh wait, it should be reversed. So left arrow should be greater than -8, and then right arrow should be greater than 8, or less than 8. And then yeah, I accidentally typed -1 instead of -8, but yeah. And then also you can go into motion, set rotation cell left to right in the beginning, point in direction -90, and then point in direction 90. And so 0 is up, 90 is right, left is -90, and then 180 is down. That is directions. And then it can also be between those. So yeah. So that you can just put in the comments saying movement. Again, you don't necessarily have to do this, but it's good for organization. You could actually do a lot of this in one line, or potentially like 1 or 2. For the sake of making it more organized, I'm going to put it into multiple lines. So then this one is going to be jumping. And so here you're going to want to take another forever loop. And then if and then in sensing, key, up arrow press, or space, or whatever key, and touching color. I will get into this a bit later once I add the backdrop, but you're going to want to say, create a new variable called y speed, again for this sprite only. Set y speed to 0 in the beginning, and then here set y speed to 15 or whatever you want it to be. A lot of this is again just tweaking. And then you're going to want to say in the next one, you're going to want to take an if else. If you're touching the ground. Actually, I will show you how to create the ground. So you just go into backdrops and then just call it like level 1. Important, make sure that you have something here and make sure that it is consistent between levels, or like backdrops, and then a number, which is the level number that you want. And then you can also create another one that I'm going to call colors. That is just going to be the ground color. And then the sky color. And not going to make that as brilliant as it is. There we go. And also add like a lava color. You can add whatever colors you want. I will show you how to make them later. Then for level 1, you can just select this background, and then you can just like put it in. And then select the ground. Then you can add another box in the bottom. If you want to remove the outline, it's right here. Just outline and then click this. And then this is just going to be the first level. It's just going to be blank. And I'm just going to make it say like hello in pixel font. This pixel font looks cool. And then you go into player, and then you set the ground to that color. Then you can duplicate that, put it here. So yeah, now that you have done all that, okay, you can put in this right here. You can put set here you can just set for now Y speed to 0, but here you will set Y speed to -1, or change Y speed to by -1, or again whatever. Actually, I'm gonna set it to -1.5, and then so yeah, also change Y by like 4. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to want to go into my blocks, and you're going to want to make a new block. I'm going to call it go to top of ground. Make sure that you click run without screen refresh. Well, actually, this should run fine on its own, I think. I lied, we never changed Y by Y speed at the end. That does work fine, but you can see how I'm going into the ground, which is not very cool. Okay, so then here, instead of set Y speed to 0, I'm going to just move it down here. You can put go to top of ground. So here, actually at the top, set Y speed to 0, and also in here, if not is equal to 0, and then put Y speed in that left side. So then set Y speed to 0. This will just make sure that this doesn't run if the Y speed is set to 0. Then set Y speed to 0. So then repeat until not touching the ground color. And I'm going to change Y by 2. And then once it's not touching the ground, that means that it's either 1 or 2 pixels above the ground. So I'm going to say change Y by -3. Not set Y to -3. Change Y by -3. So then that should fix my problem. Yep. See how I'm no longer glitching into the ground. So yeah. We now have all that. So one more thing. I'm just going to show you how to, actually 2 things. So first, go into variables, make a variable called level for all sprites, and then click OK. And then you can keep that showing. And then when green flag clicked, actually, we will set level to 1 in the backdrop. Then when green flag clicked, forever, if, and then a greater than, and then here, you're going to want to, in the left side, put X position in motion. And then on the right, you're going to want to drag your sprite to the very edge as far as you can. You can see how I have 255. So I'm going to put in here around like 245. It can be like 10 to 15 less than this. Just make sure that you don't have to go to the very right, but it's still like detecting that you're pretty far to the right. It could even be like 230 if you want. But I'm going to set it to 245. So then, after that, you change level by 1. And then you set X to, or actually, yeah, just set X to, and then negative 240. So then that should just be going around. So the thing right now is that if you don't set your variables to 0 in the beginning, it'll be stuck there. And wherever you save is where it's going to be when another person starts it. So now we're in backdrops this time, in the stage. You're going to want to take when green flag clicked, and then set level to 1. And then a forever loop, and then a in the looks, switch backdrop to, and then in operators, join, and then in my case it's level, and then level, like the word level with a space at the end. So you can just remember how I put level, space, and then 1. So this will just put level and then whatever level it is. So then like if I create a new level, level 2, and then I take this lava color, I'm going to actually make it slightly brighter. I copy that, and then I can like put in a block here. And then I can add like a ground block also right here. And then delete this hello. And then also another thing, you can like duplicate this, put it at the end, and then just put it as blank. And then just delete this. And then you can just duplicate this and do whatever you want. It just has like the basic colors. Then you have the colors here. But you don't necessarily have to do that. That's just how I do it if I'm going to add a lot of levels. So I have this level 2 here. Then in the beginning, it's level 1. I move to the next level, it's level 2. And I can jump over here, and boom. So, yeah. One more thing before I end the video. Just when green flag clicked. This should be pretty easy since we already kind of did it here. So when green flag clicked, forever, if touching the lava color, then I'm going to create a new variable called deaths for all sprites. Set deaths to 0 in the beginning, change deaths by 1, and then in the beginning just take this, go to, and then put it right here. So then move to the next level. I walk onto the lava accidentally and I die. And I jump over the lava and boom, I made it. So it's pretty easy to make new levels after this. You've already gotten a lot of the actual code down. So like you have level 1, level 2, just add more levels, just like with this exact format. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So next time I will hopefully get into more depth with potentially adding even better collision. Like I will show you a game that I've made in the past. It's a lot more complex with like the level system and everything, and also movement. But you can see how it has like the smooth movement and everything. But the thing is that I don't think it has the actual like move up from the ground when you fall into it. But I think that's fine in my case, but I don't know. So then you can see how it goes in all 4 directions. Like you can also see location in the top right, how it's how it's X and Y. I mean, technically with all this knowledge, you could just recreate this entire thing mostly. But yeah. So you can actually see in here, there are 4 different colliders. You can see them back here. There's the floor collider. And there's the head collider. There's the left collider, which in this case is on the, well, yeah, left collider, right collider. And basically that just makes sure that you can't go through walls. And it's a lot more complex, because the thing is right now, you can clip through the top of a block, but usually that's not even much of a problem, but it just means that you can't do something like take this color and then just like put a block here. The thing is, if you go now to level 2 and then jump, oh, I have it selected, and then just jump, you just teleport right through it. But it's still a really good start. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video, and I will get back to you in the next tutorial. Goodbye. Fix. Go. Out. Go. Now.